How can I love somebody else? When we gonna leave it right there.
Please.
I mean, yo, you know how we do. This is what we do.
That's what you do.
I enjoy it. I enjoy singing. So, I'm letting the people know, about these records. You know what I mean? That shit that they might have forgot. I'm not gonna let you forget. So, it's hot as shit. We in the heat wave right now. It's burning up. Yeah, so you people stay cool out there. I'm sorry that we started the show off like that, but this is the Mr. Walkers Podcast with your host, Mr. Walker, my co-host, Juice. How you dealing with this heat wave of ours?
I'm not dealing with it. It really ain't. This shit ain't it. This is not. That's why I hate the summer. I love the fall and the winter. I hate the summer. Everybody might want to have a cookout and shit. We got to be outside. Nah, this ain't it. Skeeters, gnats.
Skeeters.
Nah, this shit ain't it, bro.
As a young boy, I always wanted my birthday to be in the summer because I always wanted to have like a summer party. But my birthday is in February. Cold as shit.
I was in December.
I always wanted a summer birthday though. But this weather, listen, I will take this over freezing cold. I love the fall. I love the fall. Like the fall for me, that's when you could really like put some shit on. You could really get dressed. Now, summer, it's too hot, bro. Like you just want to put on a plain tee, some Olas, some Olas, plain white tee, waistline joint, fresh out the pack, socks, and a fresh pair of kicks, and be on the block chilling. Fall, you can wear your sweaters, you can wear your sweatshirts, you can wear nice sweatsuits, nice little peak coat or something like that. I would take this over cold weather any day. Any day. How about you?
I'm totally opposite, but like you always say, we different. Me personally, cause I can strip down naked, sitting in the chair, lawn chair in my yard. I'ma still be hot 90 degrees. Or 95 or 100. I'ma still be hot, right? Now I take the winter. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. Anything under that, but guess what? I can throw on 2 long johns, 2 shirts, hoodie, leather jacket, peak coat, like you said, and I'll be all right. But with this shit here, we can both trip down naked and we still gonna be hot as shit.
For me, like I said, I'm cool with it to a certain degree. And I don't have a problem going swimming at night in the public pool. It might not be open, but I'm getting in that motherfucker.
Shit,
Jump the gate.
We done that shit.
If you can't get back over, you're on your own. When them people come,
every man for himself.
yes, I will leave my sneakers. Wherever the fuck I went over the gate with, they being left. If you need help getting over the gate to get away from the people, or even I'll help you get over the gate to swim. But running out that motherfucker to get away from the people,
I'm running.
I'm not helping you.
I'm running.
Again, like I was saying, I will help you get over the gate to go swimming. But when the people come, don't ask me to help you get back over the gate to run. You on your own. How was your weekend?
Shit, I was with you. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Met a lot of good people.
We enjoyed ourselves. We put some things on the grill this weekend. No pork on my fork. Beef. You know what I mean? Fish. Chicken.
I don't think there was no pork.
You can't come to my barbecue, my crib, with pork. Anything else you could bring, but no pork. But we barbecued this weekend. It was great. I invited a handful of people. Great turnout. I enjoyed it, to the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, a lot of great people, a lot of cigar smoke, lots of whiskey that I drank. Duce was there. Jose Cuervo.
Currency Tequila was there.
Yeah, all of that shit.
Some cognac. I think somebody had a cognac.
Yeah. Tito's. That shit. That bullshit. I had my fair share of like vodkas and cognac, and that shit was, it never agreed with me. You know what I mean? It would make me lose my fucking mind.
Done. I can't do life.
Why not?
It just made me feel funny the next morning.
It was an interesting weekend. Like I said, it was great. No arguments, no fights. That doesn't happen in my home. It doesn't happen amongst friends and family anyway. But this weekend I discovered. This weekend I realized that women deal with things a lot different than guys, right? And I feel like if you're dating someone and you don't share the same emotion from something, women tend to think that you don't care or you don't care enough. So the question I ask Juice and all the people watching, do men share the same emotion that a woman does?
For the most part. We might act and react differently, but we share the same emotions. Absolutely. You would have to. It's hormonal.
Okay.
Like, just like we have testosterone, women have testosterone as well. They have it too.
The crazy thing is, I don't think I share the same emotion that a woman does. I don't. Me personally, I deal with things a lot different. And some may say that I don't care, depending on how I react to certain situations. But then again, looking back at my life and me growing up and shit, being raised by a single mother, single parent, single woman, I feel like I did possess certain things that my mom, like the emotion that my mom had or has. I feel like that was the reason that I got into trouble. Cause it wasn't necessarily like I had to do the things that I was doing, because my family last name holds weight. So sometimes I would take advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's human nature. You're gonna, like, when you know you got the clout, you got all of that shit, you know my last name? Oh, nah, nigga, you know what it is.
So, but it was times too that somebody could do something to me that didn't deserve the response that I gave it. Like, willing to go all the way, to the extreme. And you know, that's a different type of emotion, right? That pushes you to the point to like where you're willing to risk your freedom. You understand what I'm saying?
Something different.
But I feel like being raised by my mom and seeing how she responded to certain shit, I picked up on those habits. So that's why I would go to the extreme. It kind of helped me in a sense, because it made motherfuckers lay off of me, because they knew, like, oh, this motherfucker will blow a fuse, and he's going all the way. And then when I met up with 2 other people that felt the same way I did, it was like, oh, we taking over the world. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like even like in a relationship, when you're dating someone, responding to certain situations, because sometimes your lady would think that you don't care because you don't give something as much energy as she would. You know what I mean? Like, I be wondering, like, how women can... How did you interpret that and get that? Like, how did you get that answer? You know what I'm saying? Like, if something is taken from me, right? I deal with the fact that it was taken and it's gone, right? Now it's taken and it's gone. Like this is a scenario, just some made up shit. Someone takes something from me, I'm pissed about it, right? But I quickly let it go, and I'm a problem solver in a sense now too. I'm like, yo, how can I fix this situation so it won't happen again? The shit is gone. I can't cry over spilled milk, but I can damn sure make sure that it won't happen again. I seen women respond to things that it was like, I question, like, why the fuck are you giving it that much energy? Let's try to figure out why. Let's try to figure out it not happening again. Once it's gone, it's gone. You understand what I'm saying? How would you deal with dating someone that needs you to respond to situations like they do?
It's more about communication. You have to know who you're with. You gotta know who you're with, understand them. Like, you gotta be thinking ahead of them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what you're thinking, you know what they're thinking. But that comes with communication, body language, and whatever else. You know what she likes, you know what she don't like. So you know not to do the shit that she don't like.
Okay. But what if it's something that you didn't do necessarily to her? What if it's a situation that happened, like, meaning like maybe y'all was in a car together, or let's say your car was broken into, right? Some shit was taken.
Like I said, it's communication, because body language communication, you have to know how to appease her, soothe her. You know what I'm saying? She might flip the hell out. But you gotta know how to kind of calm that down. That's why they call women the fairer sex. You have to calm that down, bring it back to a minimum. She's still gonna be mad, but you gotta calm it down to the point where she won't wild out.
Is that gene hereditary? Like,
It's possible.
I think it is. I think with guys, you gotta do so much more work when it's hereditary. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that shit is in her. If that's all she's seen, and her parents probably were like that, it's in her to be that, right? So now dating her, you got so much more work to do to kind of get her to understand that we gotta respond to things differently instead of with all the emotion.
And you said the key word, differently. So that means you have to respond to her different. You have to communicate with her different. You said the key word right there. Differently. You can't give her what she asking for. Give her something else.
Are we talking about the fucking same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you somewhere else with this. I don't feel like we're talking about the same thing.
You just said differently, right? With your last comment. You just said that. So that means you would have to communicate with her differently. Because if it's hereditary, that's inbred in her. So she's seen that all her life. So that means you got to come at her different. If there's a fire right now, what the hell I'm going to do? Put another fire next to it? No, I'm going to spray water on it. I got to come at it different.
Try another analogy. That was terrible. I didn't like it. Try another one.
Doesn't matter what you like. You know, I speak what I speak. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. I'm not here for your enjoyment. For you to like what I say. Right?
Yeah.
Now, you might, of course you don't agree with it because you want me to change it. But that's just what it is.
Your opinion is your opinion.
Exactly.
I mean, I could like it or dislike it.
Right.
I mean, I just felt like you could have came up with something. That was a terrible analogy. I felt like it was.
So when you said that keyword differently, so you're gonna come out with the same shit?
Listen, dealing with a woman that you know, the emotion part being hereditary. She's seen it all her life. She gets it from her mother or father. Do you understand, like, that? Do women understand that trying to get you to understand that certain things are just not that serious, and we gotta start putting a lot of energy into the solution. What happened is what happened. You understand what I'm saying? And just the way I'm saying this is how I would speak to the woman about this. But things don't happen overnight, right? Getting someone to understand where you're coming from when this is how they were raised, you're trying to get them to change their mind about certain shit. And then I think a lot of women don't understand that based off your high emotions could be detrimental to me as a man. Because the way that you respond to certain shit and me being your man could lead me straight to the penitentiary.
Or in the grave.
Or in the grave.
Perfect example.
So I don't think that women understand that. Not all women, but some women. I don't think some women understand that me being a protector or me being your lover, your husband, your boyfriend, you need to approach situations with a clear mind. Because if you don't, and you all erratic and crazy and shit, you looking to me to solve the problem. And sometimes your emotion could be the gas for this crazy engine in me to do something. Like, look at fucking Will and Jada. Chris Rock making a joke about Jada. Will chuckled, but Jada looked at him. When she looked at him and she wasn't laughing, Will knew. He stopped laughing. He knew he had to do something. So he went up on the stage and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And the crazy thing is, if y'all remember during the speech when he won the Oscar, he said he was crying, and that's because he knew he fucked up.
Because he knows his career's done.
And then he said in the acceptance speech, he looked right in the camera and said, "Love will make you do some crazy things." And he slapped that man because of Jada emotions. They've been together for a while. He could read the signs. She wasn't feeling it. He had to do something about it, and he responded the way he did.
Why he ain't slap August like that?
Well, that's a whole nother story. See, you know what? Wait. Let's go off track for a second. Let's talk about that too. See, I hear people talk about that August and Jada shit, right? But what motherfuckers don't understand is that woman mind fucked and played games with that young man. That's troubled. He was a troubled young man. The son brought August to her to help him. If y'all can remember, it was a time in August's life that he was beefing with his moms and shit like that. He was going downhill. The son, what's the son name? Jaden brought August to Jada for Jada to help him. Jada took advantage of that young man, mind stay at the time, and fucked him and was fucking him. See, everybody's so caught up in the entanglement and all that other bullshit. Will and Jada having like an open relationship. But the crazy thing is, like, are y'all forgetting that she took advantage of this man? So, this young man. So, what does that make her? People forget, like, fuck all the other shit. She took advantage of that young man's mind state at the time. And was fucking him. And we all know that pussy is the worst drug ever to be addicted to. So, but getting back on track, the reason that man slapped Chris Rock is because of Jada emotions. And I don't think that women understand that shit.
You said before, love make you do crazy things. No, nigga, crazy make you do crazy things. Crazy make you do the crazy things.
So you can't. So what you just said is true, but that doesn't. That's a whole nother. Love will make you do crazy things, but crazy will make you do crazy things too. Crazy could be fucking hereditary as well.
That's why they call it crazy in love. If you crazy in love,
bro. No. You don't even gotta be crazy in love. Just in love. Love will make you do crazy shit, bro. Crazy can make you do crazy things as well. But we talking about...
Yeah, when you're in 20s and you think you're in love.
Let's stay on track.
But when you're in your 40s, nigga, no. That should not happen.
We talking about women emotions running high and then significant other being backed into a corner to do something because they're with this woman. Like Don't Call Me White Girl said on her podcast, she was like, how women nowadays, like all these men being killed, right? And what they're not saying is the reason that this man was killed was probably behind a woman feeling a certain type.
That's what I was gonna get to too.
Feeling a certain type of way, and a woman's emotions running high, and they fucking call somebody to do something, and this nigga either gets murdered or he fucking goes to jail behind a woman making a phone call to him with emotions running high, and he come and jam himself up behind you.
Remember when you said that before, I was going to give an example. I said that's the best example. Like that kid in the boroughs, I forget, it was a Harlem or whatever, and the girl's car wasn't working. So apparently he snatched the chips out of the little girl's hand. And she goes, oh, I'm about to go get my man, whatever. Man come up there and walk behind the counter, not knowing the old poppy digger got something on him. And what he do? Stab him in the neck. Then he bleed. Then he stab him again. Now that man lost his life. Matter of fact, I think the poppy niggas out because they said it was self-defense. It was self-defense. So you rile that man up. Now he ain't here no more. For what? A bag of chips for your daughter?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as women knowing or even like paying attention to themselves or even listening to your man. If he deals with certain situations different than you, and you think that he's nonchalant about things, that's something that you probably need to pick up on in a trait that you need to, kind of take in. I had a friend like that. I had a friend that was nonchalant about everything. my man, he nonchalant about everything. But when you cool, you could kind of sit down and chill for a second and think about how to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? If you run off emotion, you could do something in a matter of a second that's gonna fuck the rest of your life up. Or even a relationship up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like dating somebody as well, especially if y'all live together and shit, like a man cave is necessary. Like, allow that man to go in that man cave and clear his head and then come back, right? Or, even if y'all have a situation, it's fucked up. And my mom used to always tell me this when I was younger. Like, she wouldn't allow me to go to bed mad. In a relationship, you don't have to go to bed mad. You could be like, yo, babe, I love you. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow when I get, when I clear my head. So you won't come at her with anger.
Because when you wake up angry, then there's a problem.
So, women, I think, need to understand the power that they possess. You look at your man like he's king. I think women need to realize the power that they possess in a home, in a relationship, in a marriage. This man is going to respond to you, right? So, if you allow your emotions to get the best of you, that man could possibly jam himself up or be a shell of a man, because you are probably getting on him about how he doesn't share the same emotion that you do, why he's not responding to this situation like you are. And he probably just not that type of person. But when you cool about certain things, you can kind of sit back and analyze everything with a cool head, without responding with a bunch of emotions going through you. What you think, Juice?
I mean, I agree. I agree with that. But like, I go back to my first point. It's about communication. You have to know that person you're dealing with. To know, like, this nigga just did 12 hours. Let me not trigger him with some shit. Or trigger her with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when dudes come home, they don't want to hear the shit. And it's no different when you said with the man cave. Let him get away for a little while. It don't even have to be an argument. He just might want some me time. Like, I remember back in the day on them shows and stuff, girls be like, oh, I need me time. You don't think guys need me time too? Chill with the fellas, do something, like, whatever.
It's almost like it's a man's job to come home, even if you had a long day at work. Like, I don't think, like, women understand the pressure that guys deal with trying to make you happy, right? After a guy has done a long day at work and y'all sit down and eat and shit, she's gonna feel, you gotta listen to her. You gotta listen to how her day was, right? And I remember dating certain people and not speaking to them while I was working during the course of the day. Cause I always felt like if I speak to you during the course of the day and I see you later, I'm spending the night or you be living together, what the fuck do we have to talk about when I get home, right? I spoke to you the whole fucking day. I know what you ate for lunch. I know what you ate for breakfast. And now we eating dinner together. I know who fucked with you today at work. So I would always try to stay off the phone, from speaking to Shorty all day long. Because I knew I needed to sit down and have dinner with her, and I had to listen to her day.
Well, I was pretty much the opposite. Like, I wanted to talk to such and such during the day. Yo, how your day going? Everything good, blah, 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 blah. And even still, after that whole day, we would still talk about the day. And then we'll watch a funny ass movie or whatever. And then we didn't forget about the whole day by now. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so, like I said, communication, bro.
What if communication doesn't work? Then what do? You've been saying communication the whole show. But what if the shit that you're telling her is not getting through to her? Then what do?
Get a new lot, buy a new lot, and build a whole new foundation.
So you're saying break up?
Not necessarily break up, but you might have to buy a new lot.
What does buying a new lot mean? Break up, doesn't it?
If you want to take it like that, then...
Tell me what it means then.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah. Buy a new lot, build a new foundation.
To anybody that's smart, I think that they would know that that's what you're saying. But also, a man putting up with a woman that runs, that's emotional about everything, he's putting so much energy into you that he's taking away from himself.
He don't have energy for himself.
He doesn't have
dream like.
He doesn't have energy for himself. So, like, now you got a shell of a man because he's putting so much effort into helping you that he doesn't have anything to give himself, or he doesn't have anything to run the engine, so to speak, to end this off right. You're saying communication is key.
That is the foundation. It may work, it might not work, but that's where you gotta start it at.
Anyway, we closing out the show. This is the Mr. Walkers Podcast. My host Juice. Check us out. Go to YouTube, WTW_NYC. Follow me on Instagram, Mr.Walker WTWNYC. Juice, you want to shout your Instagram page?
Cal31.
Okay. And we are rolling, bitches.